So in this segment, we're going to be talking about British sovereignty and okay, we're not really going to do that, but we're going to talk about the outrage around the UK accepting speed limiters in British cars, even though it's an EU ruling and we've left the EU. So Tory boy Pierce, number one shill, saying speed limiters could be fitted to all new British cars to fall in line with the EU. Isn't that the point of Brexit's regulatory freedoms from the EU now? Let me explain something for the Tory boy. The EU's a huge market for us, okay? And we manufacture a lot of cars and we still export them to the EU. That's one way the country makes money, okay? Now, car manufacturers have two options. The government has an option as well. They can regulate for speed limiters. They can do that. But individual companies might say, look, I want to sell my cars in the UK and the EU, right? The EU have put in speed limiters. The UK has no ruling against it. So instead of setting up two different manufacturing lines, one for the EU and one for the UK, what we're going to do is we're going to keep our existing EU market, dwindling as it may be, and just put speed regulators in all of them. Speed limiters in all the cars. Because the EU is such a large market for these car manufacturers, there's no point doing two different systems for two different markets, because that's what we are now. The EU is one market, we are another market. And you can see the outrage from Tory boy Pierce, and also the Daily Mail, which is all cars could be fitted with, quote, Big Brother speed limiters that set off alarms or reduce engine power unless plans to fall in line with controversial EU ruling. Now, I've looked at this, right? I've read this article. I don't know if speed limiters are the best thing in the world to do because of certain circumstances you're in, but at the same time, speeding causes a lot of deaths, and so if you can save people's lives by doing this, it's a good idea. Anyone who wants to drive ridiculously fast, go to a goddamn racetrack. So as a new crackdown on speeding could see all new cars fitted with Big Brother speed limiters under plans to fall in line with a controversial EU ruling. I doubt it's that controversial, let's be honest. It was revealed last night. It actually wasn't revealed last night. It was revealed back in 2019. The RAC actually wrote about it, saying EU ruling means speed limiters will be mandatory in the UK by 2022. So the RAC covered this like in 2019. So I don't understand how it could be suddenly apparent yesterday, like some sort of magic trick. The EU takes ages to make laws. We all know this. The devices work by using GPS data and traffic cameras to determine the speed limits of each road. So again, it's not going to be the best way to do it, but it's going to try and use your location to see where you are. Now, that would work if you're on main roads, but I think if you're on side roads, it might have difficulties, or in newly built areas. If the driver surpasses that limit, depending on the model, an alarm could sound, the engine power may be automatically reduced, or the accelerator pedal could be pushed back, which, again, maybe like a beep sound would be the best thing to do. I don't know, forcing the car to go slower, I don't know if that's the best thing to do, but again, speeding is a problem. Tory MPs, meanwhile, accused the device of installing Big Brother in your cockpit, saying they were part of an anti-driver campaign and very unconservative. You can argue they're unconservative, but an anti-driver campaign, most drivers do adhere to the speed limit, so it's not going to affect the vast majority of drivers. So again, it's just another stupid argument. A study by the Canadian government found that petrol cars burned more fuel and emitted more pollutants when driven at higher speeds, which means that putting in speed limiters would actually be good for the environment. While research by both Imperial College London and Transport for London found that speed limiters would not increase emissions or have an adverse impact on the environment or air quality. Craig McKinlay, the Conservative chairman of Fair Fuel UK Motorists and Hauliers All-Party Parliamentary Group, that's a mouthful, was furious at the proposal to make limiters mandatory. He told the Tory Graph, this will completely destroy the luxury car market. How? How will it destroy the luxury car market? Are you talking about supercars? Where are you going over 60 miles per hour in the UK unless it's at a racetrack? Where are you doing this? Even 70 is a bit excessive on the motorway. People do it though. Where are you going above 70? I think there are so many aspects of the anti-driver campaign that are coming to the fore. Again, they ain't going to stop you. Do you think you're Barry Allen or Sonic the Hedgehog? Honestly, this is more Big Brother in your cockpit. We'll see more of this if we go up the route of road pricing. What the hell is road pricing? I don't think people have thought of the freedom aspects of this. It sounds very unconservative. You want freedom to race like you're in a Formula 1 car. The device will form part of a consultation on a range of vehicle safety measures being discussed by ministers. And again, the UK doesn't have to do this. The government don't have to implement this. It'll be up to car manufacturers. They will have the choice. by the looks of things, it doesn't look like it'll be UK law. So these include intelligent speed assistance, ISA. So ISA is a much stricter than the average speed limiter, as it cuts engine power if the speed limit is breached. The thing is, if it cuts engine power to 30 or to 29, for example, like surely the car's going to slow down. That might cause issues with traffic if no lights come up, because obviously when you brake, there's a brake light, so you might get hit in the back by someone if you're going, faster than the speed limit. And then I suppose they would also have to go faster than the speed limit. So this is just bizarre. I don't drive, as you can tell. Although studies show it could reduce road deaths by up to 20%. So, that's a significant number. You could literally save lives with this policy. Edmund King, the president of AA, said speed limits have to be totally accurate because the car is reacting to the speed limit. If you've got the wrong speed limit in the digital system, it might slow you to the wrong speed or allow you to speed to the wrong speed. So it might allow you to go faster if you're relying on this speed limiter instead of looking at the gauge. What I'd say is it would work on main roads. Doing it on the side roads is not the best idea, but I think an issue is that side roads are probably where you're going to have more accidents potentially. Greg Smith, a Tory member of the Commons Transport Committee, branded the technology as totally unnecessary. We've got a well-established system of people taking their driving test, understanding the law, proving they can drive properly, and then being trusted to do so with harsh penalties if they don't, he told the Telegraph. Well, if that's the case, then no one should be worried. No one should be worried. If you're obeying the law, the speed limit will stop you going over the speed limit, not going to the current speed limit. So again, this is just ridiculous arguments. Despite Britain's decision to leave the EU, the UK's Vehicle Certificate Agency previously said it intended to mirror the bloc's rules on vehicle standards. And if it does that, what's the point of Brexit then? Because now we are literally just rule takers at that point. It is thought that diverging from EU regulations would prove a nightmare for manufacturers looking to trade in both the UK and the 27-nation bloc, which again is right, which is surprising coming from the Daily Mail. A Department for Transport spokesman said the UK's departure from the UK provides us with a platform to capitalise on our regulatory freedoms, except the Vehicle Certification Agency said we're going to mirror EU standards. Interesting. We're currently considering the vehicle safety provisions under the EU's General Safety Regulation and will implement regulations that are appropriate for Britain, blah, blah, blah. What you can see is a load of nonsense. And the simple fact is, the reason why we're accepting these new rules is because if we want to keep the EU as an export market, it's in our best interest to adhere to whatever the EU rulings are. So does that answer the question for you, Tory boy Pierce? Because evidently you know very little about anything, apart from how to shill. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.